Everyone, welcome back to Pokemon Reborn. So last time we left off, we defeated Kiki and we found out that Cain was still not here and that we were told to go look for him on Azurine Island. So that's what we're gonna do. To get to Azurine Island, you want to head over to your boat, and it is now the second option. If you get here during the nighttime, if it's set to nighttime or anything like that, you might want to change the time. It'll make everything that much easier to see for you. So you can kind of tell the contrast right there. And I'm going to go ahead and use a repel. There's a lot of Pokeballs here, as you'll notice, but most of them are actually fungus. And I didn't need to cut that, actually. So over here is the TM for Sleep Talk. Kind of useless right now, but it's good to have. And now we want to cut that tree and cut this one as well. There's a resist wing here and a tiny mushroom over here. There's actually a lot of tiny mushrooms scattered around, so if you pick those up, you can sell them later and make a little bit of profit off of it. So first I think we want to go up here, and this is a little out of the way. We're going to talk to the Pokeball, which is going to be a fungus, and we're just going to run away from it. And if we talk to the rock, we can find a Thunderstone. That could be pretty useful. I'm pretty sure you should have one already, but again, why not? Now we're going to talk to this Pokeball. It's another fungus, and we need to get this one out of the way as well. And if we come down here, you'll find a Shinystone. So if you're using a Roselia, or if you're using like a Cinccino, or maybe it's Minccino, I don't know, you can evolve that, which is what I'm actually going to do right now. I don't want to waste any time with this. I believe you could have gotten one of these stones by mining. I just never bothered because I knew this was coming up and I knew I would be fine until then. So now that we've done that, we want to come over here and jump off the ledge. And now we want to go up here. This is the field readout for the Swamp Field, and if I recall, there's no important battles on this field, honestly. Which is kind of disappointing in its own way. So now we want to come back over here. There's another tiny mushroom right there, and there's a great ball right there. Over here should be a miracle seed. It shouldn't really matter. The reason I say this is, unless you're doing like a grass mono run, then you already have the Rose Incense, and you should be pretty good for your grass type attacks getting boosted. So over here is actually where you want to head to. As you can see, there's a healing shard literally right outside the door here. So I'd recommend you save right here. Make sure your team or your party is ordered how you want it to be, and we'll go in. So here's a double battle with Aster and Eclipse. This is the first one where you're actually on your own, and actually it's the only one. So I'm gonna go ahead and... Sorry, I'm still kind of cold. Or sick, actually. It's not really that difficult of a battle. Especially since my Roserade evolved, so I can easily one-shot the Lunatone and the Slowrock with it. I think I could have one-shot them anyways. This Lycanroc is actually pretty dangerous. It usually carries Fire Fang. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up Reflect here. But it's actually gonna try and spam Rock Slide. I forgot it does that. Both the Lycanrocs have Rock Slide, and I believe the Solrock and the Lunatone do as well. So if you give them a chance, they'll spam it and they'll just try to flinch axe you. which can be really, really annoying. I'm gonna be very wasteful when I handle this Oranguru. The Oranguru does actually have its signature move, which is Instruct, so I could have gotten hit by 2 rock slides just there. And down goes my Meowstic, which is fine. Just means I can send my Euterina in and get some free experience for this. See, normally I would mess around a lot and try to give my lower level Pokemon as much experience as I could, but that would be wasting time and you don't really want to see that. Anyways, there's a healing machine over here. So honestly, the only reason you ever needed that healing shard was if you were like beating up on the local wildlife Pokemon. Anyways, I would suggest you save right here again, because boss battle is coming up. I'm going to put my Infernape in the front. Now that we've saved and we've reordered our team, we can move forward. Of course, it's another Taka Battle. I'll have his team in the description below. He's going to have 2 new members, actually. One is this Klefki, and it's going to set up a layer of spikes. It'll try to set up more if it gets the opportunity, but I'm just going to knock it out right here and now. And now he's going to send out a Gligar. Again, no item on this Gligar, so it's nothing to really worry about. I'm going to get some chip damage with Fake Out, and I'm going to set up Reflect. I believe if I send in my Clink, he might U-turn out. I don't remember though. I'm gonna go ahead and use a Psychic first. Oh, he used it anyways. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna get out of here. His Execute evolved into an Executor, and a Alolan one at that, and it actually has a Citrus Berry, which is pretty annoying. Because the Alolan Executor actually has the ability Harvest, which means it could potentially re-harvest that Citrus Berry over and over and over again. And that's pretty annoying. So I'm going to send in my Clink to stall out this poison a little bit. We're fighting on the factory field, so Nature Power turns into Gear Grind and gets a boost from that as well. That crit didn't matter, it was going down anyways. So I'm going to send in Meowstic and I'm going to fake this out quick. Just to get another turn of stall out with my poison. And I believe I'm going to sack my Yamask here. I'm going to send out my Infernape right here and see how much damage I can do here. That's pretty good, actually. It's unfortunate that the Dragon Hammer did that much damage to me, honestly. And I believe now he's going to send out his Gligar once again. I think it's faster than me. That could be really annoying. Alright, that doesn't matter at all now. And finally, here comes his Chatot, which is going to be really, really annoying. So I'm going to fake it out for some chip damage. This Chatot is holding a Citrus Berry as well, which is really, again, just really annoying. This Chatot is what every battle with Taka kind of comes down to usually. I could try to get Toxic off, actually. I don't know if we'll actually survive a Chatter. I think I'll try, though. But basically, every battle with Taka comes down to RNG because this chat out has chatter. It will spam it, it will confuse your team, and then you'll end up kind of just waiting it out, seeing whether you hit yourself in confusion or whether you don't. Actually going to heal my Infernape up because I believe with the Reflect up I should be able to live one chatter. I should. Yeah, there we go. I might still hit myself in confusion though. And there goes that Citrus Berry. It doesn't even matter, I have Mach Punch, so if I don't hit myself here... This was actually my second battle that I recorded. The first one, I just got messed up. I just kept hitting myself in confusion constantly, and it was really, really annoying. So anyways, we are done here on Azurine Island. We got the major items, and I will meet you back at the Academy. And at this point in time, I believe I wanna... Oh yeah, Victoria comes out here, and she tells you to go meet Kiki. At this point in time, I wanna put my Ariados in the PC, I believe. And I'm going to take out my Yamask. I'm going to make sure to give my Yamask the Quick Claw. Wherever it might be. Actually, I'll do that later. It doesn't matter. Let's just continue on with this. So again, we're going to now head back to the mountain. You're kind of heading back towards where Cal is. And you'll get to see a neat little cutscene here where Cain basically pushes a grunt off the side here. So in here is a part where you'll actually team up with Victoria. And as you can see here, it's basically a long gauntlet of double battles. You're going to be heading the same route you headed when you were going to Cal, so I'm not really going to show that. I'll talk to you as soon as I take care of the double battles. I think there's about 4 of them. So I'll talk to you then. Here we are at the top of the mountain. I just had a cutscene where you saw the Absol. It's jumping down. It's kind of a bad foreboding here. Victoria will talk to you a little bit more. Anyways, here's the part where I actually want to use my Yamask that I caught earlier. So I want to give my Yamask the Quick Claw, and you want to make sure it has the move Curse. And that's all there really is to it. You want to save right about here. You can't really move forward that much. So this is Solaris, and if you notice, I skipped the cutscene. I skipped a lot because I had to soft reset so many times just to get this to happen. But basically, Quick Claw has like a 1 out of 10 chance of activating, and I wanted to Quick Claw and use Curse with my Yamask. So basically, Curse does 1/4 of a Pokemon's health every turn. And that doesn't really matter too much because this Garchomp is level 75, it has the leftovers, so it's going to go on an absolute wrecking... It's just going to train wreck my entire team. Unless I do this. You don't have to win this battle, you can actually lose this battle and the story will still go on. Something else you could do is you could use something like Perish Song if you have that. You could use Toxic if you have that. I'm just going to keep switching my Meowstic out right here. Also, I forgot to mention that my Nidoking Queen actually evolved, and I evolved it at level 43, which means I actually got to teach it Earth Power after it learned Crunch. So it should have the ability Sheer Force, which means both those attacks will do a lot of damage. Anyways, back to this Garchomp battle. I'm just going to keep switching my Meowstic in and out and faking it out so I can burn turns and get more curse damage on it. Again, you could have done this with Toxic. The reason I'm showing this off with Yamask is because if you don't have Toxic, if you don't have Perish Song or anything else like that, I don't think Will-O-Wisp or burning it would actually be enough. I'm not sure. But this is probably the easiest way you can do so, because you can literally catch the Yangmask in the old power plant. And that is a lot of experience right there. No, I don't want to teach my Meowstic in prison. There is one thing I have to mention though, and it's a little bit different story-wise. See, the story right here won't change, but for some reason, later down the line, like a long time later, whether you win or lose this battle will determine who you battle in another story event. But anyways, we'll get strength here, and we'll be told that we're expected to go back to Reborn City and continue on our gym challenge. So anyways, I'm pretty much done with Yamask for now. I'm gonna put it back in the PC, I'm gonna take out my Arios. And I'm gonna meet you over in Reborn City, near Cain. Here's Cain. And this is the entrance to the Wasteland right over here. So we're gonna talk to him. He's going to stall us out with one more battle. He should have a new team member. It's not the Marowak. The Marowak is going to go down to my Nidoqueen's Earth Power instantly. So that's one down. And here comes his own Meowstic, which is a bit annoying. So I'm not quite sure who I'm going to use. Oh yeah, I'm going to use my Aridos for this. Better to just go ahead and get this done and over with. I don't believe this will knock me out. See, Aridos still has its uses. I'm trying not to use it as much, so I want to give other team members experience and kind of phase this out. But again, this Meowstic will always be shiny, it will always be female, and it has the ability competitive. And it should be almost dead. Okay, that's good. It's really annoying that it did charge beam at the end to get the boost though. So let's see, how do I want to deal with this? I guess I'll use my Roserade here. Someone's got to take a hit here, which is really, really unfortunate. Almost lost my Roserade right there. Next he's going to send out his Muck. I'm just going to send in my Nidoqueen again. I'm not really going to fool around here. Gonna Earth Power, and I believe it usually takes about 2 Earth Powers for this Muck here. But it's done, it's gone. That Muck has minimized, so it can be really annoying if it decides to start setting it up for whatever the reason. Now he's going to send out his Primarina. It pretty much has the same moveset as last time, except this time it has Sparkling Aria, and it still has the Zoom Lens, it still has Sing, so it can still be really annoying. I should be able to just one-shot it right here, or very close to it. And finally, here comes his Nidoking. So there's a lot of ways I can handle this Nidoking if I want to. I can send out my own Nidoqueen, or I could send out my Meowstic, and I'd actually like to send out my Meowstic in this, just to show something off. So it's Sheer Force, so I can actually fake it out, and there's no risk of me getting poisoned because it doesn't have Poison Point. Next I'm going to Psychic, and hopefully it lives this so I can show this off. Okay, that's good. Actually, it's Throat Chop. If you'll notice on the wiki that I'm linking for his team, it says his Nidoking has Thrash, Double Kick, Poison Tail, and Shadow Ball. It does not have one of those, instead it has Throat Chop. But that doesn't matter because he's going to go down. So he will open the door to the Wasteland and he will get lost. Now if we come up here, it's Cal, you could kind of see him hiding right there. You can say whatever, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't affect the story. Anyways, I'm going to heal up and I'll be right back. I'm healed up. I went and brought more common candies because I might need them later down on the road. And I also bought some more super repels, just so I won't get any annoying interruptions. So this is actually one of my least favorite areas of the game, and I'm going to start spraying repels right about now. So this area is my least favorite in the game because, one, it's such a mess, it's so cluttered, and there's also a lot of items kind of thrown out on the ground at random areas. Also, if you pass one of the trees, a Pokemon could potentially jump out at you. You'll notice a couple of foreboding gravestones right about there, which is... So I cut that out, but obviously you can see what happened. A Pokemon jumped out at me. So moving on, there's only a couple items here that I want to show off. So starting off, we want to go up here. And let's see, do we want to slide down there yet? No, I don't think so. Not yet. I think first we want to go up here. If you... If you smash this rock, and we can move on up here. No, obviously you can smash this rock and try to go down here, but there should be a strength boulder getting in your way. But if you come along here, there's a locked door and there's actually cotton candy. So that's literally a free revive. Again, I point that out because you can get it now and it might help you out a little bit more now than later. It might. So now we have to head back to where we came from. I'm just going to continue to waste repel pretty much. We slide down here. We actually want to jump down here. And you can find the field notes for the Wasteland Field, which is the field that our gym battle and, well, this field right now that we're currently on is on. I think a lot of people actually have trouble finding that one. So I believe we're supposed to head up here. Or actually, no, you're not. But there is an item here that I want, and that is the Black Sludge, so I'm actually going to give that to my Nidoqueen a little bit later. And in here, you can't really do anything yet. Again, this is my least favorite area in the whole entire game. And there's so many side quests that require you to come back to this area, so it's not going to be a fun time for me. Anyways, you want to head over here. There should be a little panel. Kind of need to talk to it in order to move on. And over here, I believe we can slide down over here, and there's a potion there, completely useless, but I'm seriously starting to think this game has some sort of grudge against me. There should be a heart scale right over here, which is a good enough reason for me to come over here, pretty much. We're getting pretty close to the time that we'll actually be able to use the move tutor. So now that that's all taken care of, and there should be an item over here, which is Lax Incense. It's what you use to breed Wynot from Wobbuffet. I don't really think anybody here is going to use that, but it's there if you want it. And finally, we should be at our destination. So finally, we're here at the gym. There's a healing machine right here if you want to use it, and I recommend that you use it and that you save right here. Now that you're prepared, go on through. You'll see a cutscene. Fern will be talking to Aya after defeating her, and then he'll challenge you. I put my Clink in front to kind of give it some more experience. I want to start training it up soon. And the reason I did that is because I know even if I switch out to my Roserade, I can just heal up with Giga Drain. Although that crit might have mattered, I don't think I'll heal up fully now. Which is kind of unfortunate. Now you'll see that he's going to send out his Scyther, which is a new addition to his team. I'm going to send out my Infernape here. I believe it's a roll for my Fire Pledge to actually knock it out. I've seen it live sometimes. It's like a very, very small chance. Now he's going to send out his Crocodile. I'm just going to stay in and close combat it. This is the point where his Crocodile could have either of its abilities, Intimidate, Moxie, or Anger Point. So that could be a little bit annoying. He's going to send out his Roserade now, and I believe I'm going to send out my Meowstic for this. It has poison points, I'm not going to bother using Fake Out. It should do a lot of damage to me, but I should be able to 2-hit KO it. Again, it's holding the leftovers still. It's the only one out of 2 of his Pokemon on his team that are holding items, and the next is his Decidueye. Yeah, it's now fully evolved, and it's going to be a major nuisance. I'd actually send out my Nidoqueen on this, I think. I have Sheer Force boosted Crunch, although he's going to try and set up with Swords Dance, which is going to be really annoying. Unless he crits me, I don't think he can knock me out. So there we go. That's Fern. So Hardy over there is just going to laugh at him, and now we can heal up. So we're healed up. I Common Candy the 2 Pokemon that leveled above 45 back down to 45. We're going to save in front of Aya, and it's time to begin. This is how my team is set up right now. I will have Aya's team linked in the description below. And she can be kinda difficult, honestly. She does do double battles, which, again, can be really, really annoying. So I'm going to start off by faking out her Toxapex, I believe, and I'm going to start setting up growth with my Roserade. She's going to crunch my Meowstic, and I'm actually going to switch my Meowstic out right here, and I believe this is the time that I usually sack my Clink. I'm going to set up another growth with my Roserade. And my Clink will actually survive there because it's a Steel type and it's not affected at all. So we haven't really talked about this field yet, at all. It's the Wasteland Field, and for starters, for Toxapex, its ability Merciless is actually always activated on this field, which is why I didn't set up screens, because it's always going to crit, and critical hits go through your screen, so it doesn't really matter. A lot of your strong Earth type or ground type moves do lower damage on this field, I believe, so Earthquake, Magnitude, Bulldoze, I would not count on those at all. And Sludge Wave does a lot more damage, and if you are not a poison or steel type, it has a chance at inflicting a random status on you. So it could be a burn, it could be a freeze, it could be a poison, or it could be paralysis. Anyways, I'm going to take out her Nidoqueen right there. I'm going to give my Clink Mirror Shot. This is actually important for later, so... that's going to be a bit annoying. My speed is now lowered, and here comes her Salazzle. And I'm going to get my Roserade out of there. I don't think there's anything else to really mention about this field. I don't think it's quite as bad as the Corrosa field, honestly. So both my Pokemon fainted just there, and let's see, how do I want to deal with this? Not really sure. I usually like to save my Meowstic for later. So I believe I'm gonna send out my Nidoqueen for certain. I guess my Infernape? Or actually I don't think I need Roserade after all. So I'm gonna Earth Power the Salazzle and I'm going to Giga Drain the Toxapex here. Yeah, it's unfortunate, I got burned. On both of them! That's really annoying. But anyways, that Salazzle is going to be out of here. But unfortunately, I think that's the end of my Roserade right there. So now I'm going to send out my Infernape here, and I'm going to Earth Power the Toxapex here, and Fire Pledge the Venusaur. Wow, that was really, really lucky. Normally the Venusaur is a 2-hit KO. So that's really lucky on my part. I'm going to double team that Rapion. And I just barely lived. That might be a roll as well. Wouldn't have been a roll if well, you probably noticed I didn't equip the Black Sludge. But if I did equip the Black Sludge, it would have used Knockoff, and Knockoff would have done a lot more damage actually. So that's why I did not equip it. Finally, I'm going to send out my Meowstic, and actually I'll Fake Out. I'll stall this out a little bit. I'm not happy with this. So, with Aya, she battles in doubles, and she battles on the Wasteland battlefield. This means that her Sludge Wave is going to have a base power increase, and it can inflict any status condition. Burns, freeze, paralysis, or just regular poison. Doesn't matter. Also, Earthquake, Magnitude, and Bulldoze have a massive power drop, so if you come in here with a ground type and just hoping to steamroller with Earthquake or any of those, it's not going to work out for you. This is how my team is set up. I actually remembered to finally give my Nidoqueen the Black Sludge. So we're good to go here. The only other notable thing to mention is that this Toxapex, which is coming out right now, has the ability Merciless. Merciless is constantly activated on this field, which means that Toxapex is going to crit non-stop. So I'm going to Fake Out the Toxapex. That Nidoqueen is actually Poison Point, not Sheer Force. And I'm going to send out my Ariados now. I'm going to Growth with my Roserade one more time. Sludge Wave hits literally everybody. So I'm going to start off with a Sucker Punch on the Toxapex, and I'm going to Giga Drain the Nidoqueen. I just want to get a little bit of chip on that Toxapex. So out comes Salazzle. I'm going to keep chipping away at the Toxapex. I'm going to take my Roserade back and send out my Clink, which hopefully faints. Alright, there we go. She's going to actually hit her Salazzle here, which is good for me. I'm going to send out my Meowstic again, and I'm going to send out my Nidoqueen. That Salazzle is fast. Too fast, so I'm going to fake it out and just knock it out with Earth Power right here. This is my best way of dealing with that Salazzle. I think Salazzle has like 110 base speed or something like that. It's pretty insane. So anyways, I'm going to take my Nidoqueen, or my Meowstic back out. I'm going to send my Roserade out now. And I'm going to Earth Power that Toxapex. I believe this is a roll to knock it out. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I didn't get it this time. So I don't know if she's actually going to heal her Toxapex up this time or not. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Earth Power on the Toxapex. If my Roserade knocks it out, then I'll just... my Nidoqueen should attack the Drapion, and if it doesn't, I should knock the Toxapex out this time. Okay then, that works. And I believe what's to come next is a Venusaur. So I'm going to Fire Pledge the Venusaur. It's a 2-hit KO on that, and it's a 2-hit KO on the Drapion, so this should be going down now as well. And the Venusaur is going to Gunk Shot my Nidoqueen? That's interesting. Usually it's Stomping Tantrums my Nidoqueen, which is really annoying. So I'm going to take out that Venusaur and I'm going to see how much damage I can do to that Dragalge. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. I believe unless this Dragalge Hydro Pumps my Infernape, I should live. Okay, it's going to go for my Nidoqueen. That's fine. I'm going to finally send out my Meowstic here. I'm going to actually heal it up. I don't want to take any chances here, and I should have one Hyper Potion left right here. I could also get some chip damage with Fake Out, just to make sure that this dies. So... okay, that's annoying. This is the only Pokemon on our team that's holding an item. And I'm faster than it and I can take one hit. My Meowstic is holding the Twisted Spoon still, if you didn't notice that. Because I'm not using screens, I haven't used them in a while, so it's just better that... ouch. It's annoying. So this is going to be a little bit close, I guess, unfortunately. She only has 2 Hyper Potions, and they should both be gone. I should actually be able to take this out with Fire Pledge. The reason I wasn't worried about that was because my Infernape had been spamming Fire Pledge, and it's holding the Metronome, so at this point the Fire Pledge should have been enough to actually take it out. But I was cutting that a little bit close. So that is Aya down. So we'll actually get Sludge Wave from her. This is the first time I'm actually happy with the TM that we get, because I can teach that to my own Nidoqueen. And I'll probably get rid of Venom Drench. I don't really ever use that. And I think that's everything. So we accomplished a lot this episode, a lot of story, and I don't know, I'll talk to you guys next time.